delve into the essence of life, unravel the mysteries of the soul. In this fast-paced, high-stress world, we hustle for survival and strive for status every day. But have you ever considered what all the glory and humiliation would mean if we lost our physical bodies? Welcome to the mystical journey of the Tao Te Ching, Chapter 13, The Realm of No Body. In this chapter, Laozi will guide us beyond the constraints of the flesh to explore a state of being that transcends both favor and disgrace. He poses a seemingly simple yet profoundly deep question: if there is no body, what is there to fear? This question will lead us to ponder the relationship between the self and the body and how to maintain inner peace in a turbulent world. Are you ready? Let's turn the pages of Laozi's Book of Wisdom, Chapter 13. Honor and disgrace are like surprises. To regard the great disease as the body itself. What profound life philosophy is contained in these 8 words? How does Laozi understand honor and disgrace? Why does he see the body as a great disease? And how does all of this relate to governing the world? Let's uncover the answers together. First, let's savor the original text of Laozi, feeling his profound thoughts and unique insights. Laozi, Chapter 13. Honor and disgrace are like surprises. To regard the great disease as the body itself, what does it mean that honor and disgrace are like surprises? Honor is above, disgrace is below. To gain them is like a surprise, to lose them is also like a surprise. This is called honor and disgrace are like surprises. What does it mean to regard the great disease as the body itself? The reason I have great diseases is because I have a body. If I had no body, what diseases would I have? Therefore, those who value the body more than the world can entrust the world to them. Those who love the body more than the world can delegate the world to them. The meaning of this chapter is quite rich. Let's read it in plain language first. Favor and disgrace are both like shocks. To value the great calamity as if it were the body. What is meant by favor and disgrace are both like shocks. Favor is lofty, disgrace is lowly. But both, when gained, seem like a shock, and when lost, also seem like a shock. This is called favor and disgrace are both like shocks. What is meant by valuing the great calamity as if it were the body? The reason I have great calamities is because I possess this body. If I did not have this body, what calamities would I have? Thus, those who value the body more than the world can be entrusted with the world. Those who cherish the body more than the world can be delegated the world. From the content, we understand the uniqueness of this chapter. Why? Because it illustrates the two situations in society where one may be favored or disgraced. To be favored means to be promoted by others. To be disgraced means to be demoted by others. Who are these others? Of course, they are the powerful. Human society has its structure of power, and how you fare within it does indeed have an impact. At the same time, it can also refer to the tastes and dislikes of the masses today. Like some celebrities and singers, when they are popular, they are swarmed by crowds wherever they go, but when they fall from grace, they are ignored and end up alone in their old age. But without the one, where would the other be? So in fact, favor and disgrace are inseparable. So, what does it mean to be shocked by favor and disgrace? Most people think of disgrace as something that shocks, like being demoted or insulted for no reason. But don't forget, favor can also be shocking. When you are favored and it takes you by surprise, how did I suddenly get such a good opportunity? Rapidly rising to a high position is also given by others. In other words, neither favor nor disgrace is a condition of my own being, but something given to me by powerful people or some force. Both favor and disgrace should be met with shock, and this shock is a reminder to be cautious. When favored, be humble. When disgraced, be composed. This is how you preserve the characteristics of your own life. On the other hand, more importantly, value the great calamity as if it were the body. To value the great calamity as if it were the body means to be extremely cautious, as if valuing a great disaster. Because I have this body, various desires arise from it. For example, some people say that after working in society, they hope to achieve the 5 successes. This is just from a male perspective, hoping to have a car, a house, money, a wife, and children, etc. demanding various material enjoyments, fame, and power. The gain and loss of these things are often subject to external conditions, leading to various complex troubles. In other words, because I have this body, many troubles follow. So what should I do? I need to adjust my concept of the body and be cautious with my own body. Laozi asks and answers himself, why should we value the great calamity as if it were the body? The reason is the following sentence: the reason I have great calamities is because I have a body. Having this body is the source of my great calamities. Let's look at many plotlines, such as in movies, where a person is captured, and others want to force them to reveal secrets. If they don't speak, they are tortured. What if the body can't stand the torture? They have to reveal the secrets. Some people can hold on, become righteous, and even under terrible torture, they still hold on and sacrifice their lives in the end. Of course, this viewpoint is biased towards Confucianism. From Laozi's perspective, it's better to let go of this point first, which is what he said: if I had no body, what troubles would I have? Without this body, what kind of trouble would there be? In this way, it's easier to face various situations, just as in ancient Greek times, there was a Stoic school of philosophy. They could regard all events as unchangeable laws of the universe. If I were tortured, I would think you are dealing with my body, but my body is not me. I can even imagine my body as someone else's body. Do your best, cut off my hands and feet, and kill me in the end, and I don't care at all. This is to transcend all external situations with the power of reason and imagination, which is really not something ordinary people can do. Laozi has a similar idea, that is, if you imagine yourself without a body, there will be no trouble. Without a body, I won't have various desires, and trouble will naturally be far away from me. But once I have a body, I want fame and profit, the enjoyment of the five senses, respect in front of and behind people, high-level treatment, etc. And if this body has children, I have to consider the needs of my family. All of this creates a trap that makes it impossible for a person with any lofty ideals to move. So, the most difficult thing in life is to let go of this step, clearly understand yourself, knowing that in the universe, people come and go, and life will inevitably decay and disappear like plants and trees in the end. At this time, we have to ask, what is the purpose of life? Laozi's idea inspired the later thoughts of Zhuangzi. He believes that people's lives need to distinguish between the inner and the outer. Zhuangzi emphasizes that most people value the outside and neglect the inside, and they need to cultivate slowly to value the inside and neglect the outside. And the highest realm is to have the inside and no outside, and everything outside is like a fleeting cloud. Indeed, if you think back a little, what was the situation 10 or 20 years ago? Is the you of yesterday still there? If you understand this point, you will know how to choose. What was cared about at the time, later, it's light as clouds and light as wind. For example, I have been studying all the way, not very good at mathematics, so that even when I was in my 30s, sometimes I would dream of not finishing the math questions in the college entrance examination. But looking back today, it doesn't seem so serious. What was cared about at the time was because I had a body and a specific situation of life at the time, which made me seem unable to let go. After a period of time, looking back, it's not the case. So why do some people say time is the best doctor? So looking further, can we break through the limitations of time? Looking from eternity, from the point before I appeared to the point after I ended, where is there anything in life that can't be passed? So why care too much about the specific situation of the body now, in this chapter, after the previous exposition? The final conclusion is to return to the sage we have always emphasized about Laozi. Because he finally returns to the theme, who can be the leader of the world? Because on the one hand, you say you have no body, there is no disaster, don't be too persistent about your own body, your own everything. But on the other hand, since people already exist, you still need to cherish the body. So simply put, the more people who cherish the body, the more they can be leaders. So Laozi said, those who value the body more than the world can entrust the world to them. If a person is a leader, in order to pursue achievements, even if you take care of the people, the result is that you are tired and sick, and even prematurely reported. Such a person must want to do something. Then the more he does, for the people, for the whole society, you must be good, not necessarily. Laozi finally said with great weight, if you love the body more than the world, you can entrust the world to him. It means that such a person should be pure and few desires, many things can do and can't do, he will consider more complete, will not deliberately do something, so as to damage his own body in the end. Value your own body, don't do anything deliberately, and don't force anything. If there is something that you have to spend a lot of effort to do, it means that you have not yet mastered his natural trend. The so-called natural trend is to say that the occurrence and development of anything has its own strength, called going with the flow. If you grasp the correct direction, you will achieve twice the result with half the effort. Laozi's criticism of Confucius also includes advising him not to be so eager for quick success and instant benefit, wanting to improve the world and benefit mankind immediately. The more you want to do this, the further away from the goal you may be. Zhuangzi tells a simple fable story. He said there is a person who is very afraid to see his own shadow, so he runs desperately, trying to escape his own shadow. As a result, the faster he runs, the tighter the shadow follows, and finally he dies of exhaustion. So what should you do? It's better to go under a big tree, and under the shade of the tree, you can't see your own shadow at all. That is, you should return to the Tao. People can do their best, but never deliberately and reluctantly. This is the thought of Taoism. Some people may think that this is a bit negative, right? This is not a negative or positive issue, but a problem of the focus of your attention. If you pay too much attention to the body and deliberately try to maintain health, it may not be good. If you pay too much attention to the body, it will extend to what kind of person you are, what kind of fame you have, what kind of profit, power and status, etc., and think about it, then you will return to the first sentence, favor and disgrace are all like being shocked. How did you go up? How did you come down? Today's favor, the future will be disgraced. Otherwise, a person who has never been favored, how can he be disgraced? If you feel humiliated today, it means that you have been favored before, or you were very smooth before, and now you have a feeling of frustration. If you have no idea of being proud or frustrated, there will be no problem at all. So this chapter is quite special. It is equivalent to Laozi himself asking questions and answering them. What is called being shocked by favor and disgrace? What is called valuing the great disaster as the body? And the final conclusion is to return to the sage who has realized the Tao. Explaining his way of ruling is to cherish his own body and mind, and to treat the people as much as possible to let nature take its course, so that everyone can live a relaxed life. From this episode, we can think about what? That is, when we usually take care of our own body, have we just right? Will we pursue external things excessively for the comfort of our own body and the satisfaction of our own desires, so that the main and secondary ends are reversed? The meaning of the host and the guest is to let the body be tired for the sake of our own desires. I want to hear your opinion.